Hey everybody, and home for Spirit of Metal. I'm here in Iceland with the guys from Zhrine. How are you today?
Yeah, we're excellent today. Much better than before. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay, so this is the second interview. First one, we had some technical issues. Okay, so this time you already played a concert. So how was the concert?
It was amazing, beautiful stuff. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yes, amazing. Yes.
In the first interview, you said this is the first time as Zhrine on this. So before you played before, how was playing before and comparing to now?
Well, we did like a farewell, like goodbye concert for Compostal on like the off venue here. We played like new material. I think maybe half of the songs we played Thursday. We played like all the older material on the off venue. It was great. Yeah.
And I think your tour manager said it was the last concert with your drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah.
He's focusing more on his other band called the Vintage Caravan.
Did you see them? They played yesterday. They were no. Okay, well,
No.
it's
70s rock, you know.
yeah, 70s
Fun.
rock prog thing. It's really cool, and yeah.
Okay. So this is a big fest. If anybody from other countries ask you, I want to go to Iceland, would this be the festival you would recommend?
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely, yeah, definitely.
Okay. What about other ones? Do you have any other ones you have in mind, like during the winter or something like that?
During the winter we have one called the Oration.
Oration Festival, yeah.
Which is mainly black metal.
I think it's the first black metal festival, like solely black metal festival in Iceland ever. Yeah, it's in February, like
Yeah, I think it was
20
sold out.
last. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing to see like 300-400 people in Iceland at a festival, only black metal. This is more diverse, you know.
Yeah.
That's cool, but you know.
Any other bands you watched this festival, maybe not metal, that you like the concert here this time?
Yeah, I've seen many non-metal. Yeah, like a lot of bands non-metal that I like. Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
I like the
it just
diversity.
came from from a band called Mammut.
Mm.
It's like this rock pop.
I saw Ottoman the other day. Yeah. A lot of like rock and roll stuff, which is pretty cool, even for the metal bands. Like, let's keep it all. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so talking about your record, you just released it. I'll ask again the same question. If you went back to the beginning when you start playing, would this be the result you would expect to have? Is this an album that represents what you wanted to sound on the record?
This is more. I don't know the answer to our previous one. Maybe it was yes, but like maybe the question was a bit like diverse this time. But this is a bit more than we expected. But it's cool anyway. Like really cool. Yeah.
Yes.
Getting it out in Season of Mist with great artwork.
Yeah,
great. Like it makes sense to us as a whole. Now, like today.
Getting signed to Season of Mist was just
dream.
really big jump for us.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So how did it happen? The guys contacted you. How did the whole Season of Mist happen?
Yeah, they contacted us. Yeah, maybe somewhat through some of the guys through Eistnaflug. I'm not sure. I know Gísli, the old vocalist for Sorosite, he called me up. He said like, yeah, this guy from Season of Mist, he really like loves your album, blah blah blah. You wanna, I'll get you two guys into contact. And I was like, yeah, fuck it. From there, the ball went rolling. Yeah.
Okay. And from Maryland at Fest, you mentioned you were replacing Svarti Daudi. There was a last minute thing, but was this something because of Season of Mist? You think because of this, contact?
No, I don't know. Yes and no. I don't know. If I say no, they're gonna be If I say yes,
I think without Season of Mist we would never, got this slot because we wouldn't have an album out. Or
in that retrospect, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Okay. And so now you have a tour already scheduled for the end of the year in the US. Is that some doors that have been opening because of the label?
Well, really just contacted the guys from Ulcerate.
Yeah, it's the same question like before. Yes and no. It's kind of like we have this big label supporting us. Yeah, that's cool, but maybe it hasn't all been directed at them. It's more been directed at us, like tour opportunities and festival slots. No.
Okay.
But Season of Mist is a good supporting, done everything we've ever asked for. So it's kind of the feeling is mutual. I think about a good relationship in the future.
Okay. And then so you have this tour in the US. What about Europe? Do you have anything already planned? What are you focusing more on Europe or US? What is the focus now for you guys as market-wise?
Market-wise, wow, that's a deep question. I don't know, like between both sides of the Atlantic, I'd say. Yeah. US, of course, but I hear it's like there's not so many festivals, whatever, going on down there. It's mainly a couple of guys doing whatever they can to make something happen there. So right now, I think maybe Europe is like a bigger market. I've heard from like people that know, you know. So, but I don't know, like, are we putting more emphasis on Europe or US? You know, we're touring the US. We don't have like a full-blown European tour like right now, but it's only, what is it, like July? We have a couple of months before we might plan. Maybe in between Blastfest or North of the Wall or some festival we're gonna do. We're definitely, we're definitely gonna play Europe at some point. So.
Okay. Okay. So, but from now till November, nothing in Europe. Just next year, Blastfest and all that.
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
But that's cool. Then people have like, I don't know, like 6, 7, 8 months to like fully comprehend the album and like be all into it when it finally. I think there's like with Zhrine, it's a lot of, I don't know, like people are skeptical. Like, yeah, there's this new band. You're like, when I hear like, oh, there's this new band, you know, you're not like totally. Yeah, I'm gonna. It's not like the new album of some band that's already established. It's like a debut album, so people. It takes some time for people like to get it to sink in, you know. So I think it doesn't matter when it's gonna be cool when we do it.
And how has all the answer from press and all that has been so far? For how has it been positive most of the time?
Nothing except for positive. Exactly. Yeah. So we're in the skies.
Nice.
I'm still waiting for a review that's like really these guys, you know, they don't know anything, you know. But when I see it, I'll probably clap my hands because somebody has to do it, you know.
So encourage people.
Yeah, like,
give us bad reviews.
Yeah.
We sent you a free album.
Most definitely. Yeah. Oh, really? I'm like some guy said, like, guys, when you next release an album, don't make the intro so long. And I was like, but it's not really bad, but it's still kind of a, you know, it's something. So I'm hoping for more of a bad kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. So talk about Iceland now. The whole scene here is like kind of booming and all that. So how was it before? Do you guys know everybody here? Is that like such a small scene that you just know all the musicians?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Not all the musicians,
now,
but most.
Like when we were starting this, you know, it was all the same people, and then you know many bands were formed and gave up, but they always have the same members. You know, all these bands nowadays, like this, you know, this guy is in this band and that band and this band, and he went to this band also. You know, it's an inbred scene. But you know, it's a very good scene.
But do you think there will be at some point there will be so many bands forming and people jumping on the wagon of the Icelandic metal that some kind of not so good things will start appearing? Are you expecting
most
that?
definitely, yeah, yin yang and all that shit. Like if you have bad stuff, good stuff, whatever, it's gonna eventually follow, yeah.
Okay.
But we have a small population here, and I wouldn't say that I know, like I don't know all the whatever, but like I know key players in key genres. You know, it's a small, relatively small kind of core. You know, definitely, yeah.
Okay, so I think as you said no, but I'll re-ask the question about for nature. Do you go? I know it's such a different nature, so diverse. Do you go somewhere? Do you get inspired by walking around, just by the views here, or it's just normal to you and it has no influence on the writing?
I think nowadays it's kind of normal. You know, you've kind of seen it all, but like. I haven't been to Eyjafjallajökull. I missed last year. I was here 2 years ago, and I totally missed the amazing scenery. Just getting here, like fucking amazing landscapes and shit. You know? And when the sun doesn't go down, it's also like I told you like 2 days ago, like the insomnia during summer and the can't not be depressed during winter kind of essence of my life. You know, and it goes probably for most. You know, but few people talk about it. But it's kind of true though. Like during winter, it's like there's no hope. Everything's frozen. You're like. And then summer comes and you're like, fuck, I can't sleep, you know. It's weird.
So do you do most of the writing then in winter? Are you all the time in the summer like enjoying what you can?
Sure, winter. We only write in winter.
Yeah. I don't know.
The darkest months.
Probably that makes more sense. Probably from September to March, you're probably more active writing stuff than. Being out, I'm, flying otherwhere, going elsewhere, stuff like this, yeah.
Okay. So again, I think like we mentioned about bands that don't evolve, bands that stagnate. We had a conversation about some bands, and then for you guys, of course, that you probably will, you will evolve, but there's some core things that should always be there.
present,
Yeah. So for you, what is the core?
What is the core? It's atmospheric, different kinds of death metal or black metal. Depends on what you like, really, because for us it's that's the core, like different black and death metal infused with something that you have no idea what it is. It's this different element, That's where we find our sound, really, doing something different.
Yes.
Think about mist and hatred and stuff.
Okay, so now you said you're still going to book tours and concerts. What are the next steps for you guys? You have just released an album, so what comes next now?
Just playing shows and writing more music.
Yeah, I told you before, like playing India or Thailand, where we sweet, But for us now, I don't know. Just maybe possibly try to follow up the Unearthed album, because it's pretty, like, we've heard people tell us, like, you guys are you'll never be able to write anything like this ever again, and we're like, we're gonna try, do our best. We're already working on a song, like we've been, you talk about artistic stagnation maybe, and if I quote like the guy from Zhrine, he always said that artistic stagnation equals, whatever, like failure, whatever, But same goes for us, even though we evolve to a certain whatever, we'll still keep these atmospheric, different elements of black metal, death metal intact. That's what we're always gonna do.
And for artists concerned, is there major inspirations from bands or any kind of art that you take from?
Yeah, whatever, architecture, mountains, landscapes, fucking whatever, you name it. It's all influence, it is. But we're stuck here, small, remote island, isolated. It's doesn't reach further than that. But we use everything we can to draw an inspiration.
And what about band-wise? Is there anything you always go back to, as a major inspiration?
Yeah, fuck it, Arkon and Faustus, I'd say, Impetuous Ritual, Death Amiga, whatever, like post-rock, Godspeed You Black Emperor, Mogwai, you name it. Yeah. Good stuff is good stuff, doesn't matter what type of music it is. Like, I can listen to anything, like movie soundtracks to classical music, metal, I don't know, whatever, it's good stuff.
Okay, so last question now, if you have any messages for the Spear of Metal viewers.
Listen to our album, it's fucking amazing, yeah.
Check it out.
No? Thank you guys. Yeah.
Thanks to you guys for the second interview. Fuck,
No,
you
thank
totally
you.
fucking blew it before, so what do you Namaste guys, fucking
Thank you.
Thank you.